On this episode of the Kokomo Press, we talk about Susan Sarandon and her big acting career, as well as we talk about these new mom life comics and the controversy surrounding it.
And I'm here today to talk about a punk rock and good time that I've had throughout my whole life and how I'm connected to Senator Rick Scott.
Insane.
Why did the woke mob cancel the ChocoTaco? That's on my mind. Yeah,
that's why we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about all this and more on this episode of the Kokomo Press Podcast.
Warning, this video contains adult content not suitable for children.
What's up? It's Kokomo Press Podcast. I'm Jordan Granger, and as always, I'm joined by one of the greatest co-hosts ever.
Steve Buscemi. Brian West.
That's always a different name.
Brian West.
You look like what's the Heisenberg with that hat? Is that what, does he wear bucket hats? I don't
yeah, I did. I got put on the sex offender registry when I put it on this morning.
Just for wearing that hat. And then, of course, we've got a very special guest here today. Sorry, I got to fix Brian's mic because he's already going crazy. But we have a very special guest here. I've known him for, I think, going on 10 years now. Since 2012 is when I met this guy.
Yeah.
That'd be 10 years. Yeah. And
my name is Sean Foster. Hi, everybody.
And he's got an AKA that a lot of people know him as, but I don't know if
a lot of y'all probably know me as Chuck Garrett.
Chuck Garrett. I thought that was his name forever, dude. Him and Sly used to have these weird names on Facebook.
Yep. It all started. It was a great idea because, like, if I lived a lifestyle that could get people talking, and it'd be best if they didn't really know my name.
Yeah. You were doing that punk stuff, killing it back in the day. Yeah, man. There's some photos of you when you look back on it. I'm like, dude, looks like straight out of like the Ramones. Like you had all of it going on. Like a lot. I'm not joking. He had like you had like the punk outfit.
I had the jackets. Yeah, I was in it deep.
Killed it. Yeah.
All hand me down shit too.
Yeah, I loved it. I
never made anything punk rock in my life. I stole it to good shit.
You were in some bands though, right?
I was. Yeah.
Were you? Okay, I could be wrong here. We're thinking like it's been like what 8 years at this point. But were you in those?
I was, yeah.
Okay, and then you did something with Sly too, right?
Well, shit, I guess. So I'm from Michigan.
Yeah.
I moved here my sophomore year in high school, and like my freshman year, that's when I was kind of like realizing that like maybe I'm a punk rock kid.
Yeah.
Because like I'd been listening to music my whole life, just didn't realize it. Like there's a song "Know It All" by Lagwagon. I've probably been listening to it since I was like 8 years old.
Yeah.
And it's like. I love that fucking song. But I started having this realization, and one of my buddies at the time, his name was Andy, we called him Spewy.
Spewy?
Yeah.
Baller.
Okay. Yeah, he smoked some oregano and threw up like exorcist.
I was going to say, it had to be puking related. Like,
yeah,
he was trying to sell weed to a kid, and he's like, will you smoke it with me? He's like, sure, I guess. But he's like, ripping him off, selling him oregano. He's like, that's how you know it's the good shit.
Oh, God.
But Spewy hands me some CDs, and he's like, you need to listen to these. And one of them said 9-month media blackout.
Yeah.
And I thought that was the band's name. I didn't know. And that was like my lawn mowing CD when I was living in Michigan, because it was like exactly as long as it would take for me to mow my lawn.
Oh, hell yeah.
How long that CD was.
I got a playlist like that on iTunes now. That's like how.
Yeah, this was back, in a Walkman, and hope it doesn't skip. That G-Shock shit.
I got the anti-skip on this one.
Yeah.
You kids don't know about that.
So then, flash forward a year and a half later, I live in Marion.
Yeah.
And against my better judgment, I decided to make some friends when I moved here, and one of them was like, yo, man, have you ever heard of the Displeased? I was like, no. He's like, well, they're a punk band from Marion. They're playing a show in Gas City tonight. I got a ride if you want to go. And I was like, sounds like fun. Sure, I'll go. And the Displeased ended up being, so that's Sly. I don't know if you know T-Money.
Yeah, T-Money, yeah.
T-Money. And there was Derek, he was on drums, and Sleazy Z was the guitarist. That ended up being the Displeased first CD was 9-month media blackout.
Okay, that's crazy.
Somehow, some weird, crazy way.
That's insane. Okay, I was wondering how the 9-month
CD, getting their CD in Michigan. Now I'm at their show in Gas City, Indiana, at like some pool hall. I was like, shit, these guys aren't famous. Like I thought these guys were.
That's hilarious, but that's even
pillars
cooler.
of the punk rock community.
That's even
like
cooler.
among those CDs were like Rancid and NoFX.
So you like put them on the same level
I
because
put them on the same level.
That's crazy.
That's awesome.
And
then you're like hanging out and you're in a band with the guy.
And then I'm like hearing them songs. Like, are they covering these songs? Like, no, this sounds just like them. Like this is. And so, and super weird twist of fate, God, whatever you want to call it. I ended up becoming friends with them.
Yeah.
And so this is like sophomore year in high school. And now I'm just out of high school.
Yeah.
And I get a message from Sly, Shane, on MySpace. If I want to date this. And he's like, hey, man, we got a couple more shows and then we're going to call it quits. And our guitarist doesn't want to do it, but you play guitar for us. And I was like, abso-fucking-lutely. That's it. But like... It was.
Let me say this to Brian. Do you know who Sly is? Shooting with Shane.
That's
Shooting with Shane.
Yeah.
He that's the band he's talking about. He was the singer in that singer, right?
Yeah.
In the Displeased. So he thought that Sly's band, the Displeased, was like because he got that CD. Because we got blank CD. We didn't know what the fuck listening to. Just random CD. Oh, thanks. And he played the CD, and that's this whole story was he became part of the band with him. We know Shane from Shooting with Shane, and he works for AACW in Kokomo right now, and he's like their main MC guy. So it's pretty lit. So like if you guys check out Shooting with Shane, we've got there's I think Jordan Bell's been on there a few people. Have you been on there?
I've not been on there.
You got. I mean, I know it's wrestling related, but you'd have some fun stories to talk to on there.
Yeah.
But but I thought that's pretty cool because that's a weird connection. You know what I mean?
That's wild.
Yeah. I mean Shane Timmons, everybody knows him. But he went by Sly. When I met him, they were like, "That's Sly Eugene," and I'm like, "All right." And he was like
Papa
a punk
Sly.
rock dude, yeah, Papa Sly. And I remember I went to a house show, or not a house show. It was just like a house party. Everybody was hanging out at this random house on the north end. I think that might have been Sly's house before, and then he moved, and then we hung out at a different house. But he used to do like tattoos, so I did the tattoos and stuff, and people would hang out, and it was a good time. That's how I met him. But that's crazy that
Is he our age or older?
A little bit older.
He's a little bit older.
A little bit older.
Yeah. Not much, but you kind of when you get to a certain age, you just hang. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
It's a weird thing about working with older people. Is like there's like a 60-year-old dude at work, and I'm like, that dude's fucking awesome. I see him, I'm like, what's up, Grandpa? You know what I'm saying? We fist pump, and he's like, let me tell you about the pussy I got back in the day.
You want one of my Percocets? Here you go, boy.
Yeah. He's like, Bill Cosby, man. You should get... Luckily, I'm not famous because I'd get caught. I'm just kidding.
Thank God I'm not famous.
Real quick, there's been a pattern with you and fucking Bill Cosby on this show, like throughout.
I love Bill Cosby.
I get it,
dude. Bill Cosby was the shit back in the day, like stand-up comedian. Speaking of, I know this is a weird segue, but he's actually been on stage and done some stand-up too.
You done some stand-up comedy?
Yeah,
nice. I want you to do 5 minutes right now.
Right now, start.
Get up, people. Get in front of us, boy.
That's what people do. They're like, "Are you funny? Tell me a joke. Tell me a joke right now that makes me laugh."
I'm not worried about the punchline.
You ready for a real knee slapper?
Yeah, tell me a knee slapper.
All right, it's a good joke. All right. Women's rights.
Hey!
Oh! Just kidding. It's a terrible day to say that, actually.
Yeah. Every day's a terrible day to say that. No, I'm just kidding. Why is today a terrible day? Something happened?
I think I read something about abortion again. It's just all bad.
Just all bad.
You want to bring up women's rights? Let's talk about Christians' rights, okay? Son of a bitch.
No,
I'm just kidding.
No, I'm all for persecuting Christians.
I get it. No, I'm all for everybody just being their own damn self.
Have a good time. Have a drink. We have drinks today.
If you want to decapitate a baby, not my interest. But if you want to praise to God, not my interest either. But do your thing.
Yeah.
Everybody love everybody.
Yeah, everybody.
Everybody love everybody. Speaking of everybody loving everybody, check out our night of comedy this next week.
Sweet. That's a good segue.
Yeah, I'm working on my segues. You know what I mean? I'm out on the front of the steps, just riding one of those things. No, anyway, we've got this night of comedy coming up this next week. Tickets are going fast. They're only $5. So you're going to get Lucas Waterfill as your headliner. Your feature is going to be Kyle Buck. Then you're going to have to sit through Brian Allen West, and then you'll see me just bringing everybody up, saying, "Hey, guess what?
Jordan will bring me up, and before he's going to go, now everybody go in. This is the pisser break. Go get your piss, get your beers, get your popcorn. He's going to come up and do 10 minutes. I'm doing impersonations of fucking Jack Benny, Greg Giraldo, Robert De Niro.
I love Greg Giraldo.
Robert De Niro. Talking to me.
Hey.
James Franco. You talking to me?
Just anybody who squints. Yeah. Scoot back a little bit.
Squints. I'm doing squints.
I love you so much, but scoot back from the mic a little bit.
Am I good?
Yeah.
I fucking hate. I'm telling you, dude. I'll purchase the NSYNC thing next week. Anyways, you brought me in a segue real quick, and I won't harp on this too much. But Squints, he sexually assaulted Winnie Peppercorn. She was with it. Thank God, but if she wasn't with it, you know what I'm saying?
That's true.
It's problematic.
Well, here's the thing, though. Back in the day, our grandparents knew how to deal with that, and she just was like, "I'm gonna smack the shit out of this kid." So she smacked the fuck out of him. That was Hammurabi's code right there.
My grandma sucked a lot of dick she didn't want to back in the day. That's all I'm saying. Okay,
it was a different time. We don't want to talk about is that most of our grandmas had to suck a lot of dick.
I don't even want to think about it. Yeah. It's a fact, though. It is a fact that we do have that issue. It's, where women have to, not have any rights, or if we do give them rights, we have to take it over. Yeah.
Pull on the reins a little.
It's not fair. I gotta turn Brian back up. I gotta fix your shit. There we go. I gotta keep EQing you because you got such a booming man voice.
I hate that.
You're so manly.
You think I have throat cancer?
No, I listen to you on the podcast every time. I'm like, Brian just has such like a podcast voice because you're like, hey, what's up, guys? It's me, Brian.
Need your dick hard? Blue Chews for you.
It's the opposite of Jordan Peterson. Hey guys, it's me, Jordan Peterson.
Jordan.
Hey, clean your damn room up. Clean your damn room up right now.
Well, every major podcast I listen to, everybody has an impersonation of everybody.
Listen here, bucko. Straighten your room up. Get it together. Everybody has like a high pitched Jordan Peterson voice.
But yeah, tickets are $5.
Yeah. Back to what we're talking about.
We're gonna have a really good time. We had 80 tickets to start out with. 80 tickets. And then I gave some to the Barlow's. Shout out to Barlow's. He's a sponsor. He's a great guy.
Yeah.
He's our main sponsor. I gave some to him, and I gave some to Mike from the record store.
Yep.
And they have a few left, so if you guys want some, get with those. But basically, we really are all sold out. I have some ticket drops tonight and tomorrow, and then after that, I think we got maybe 9 or 10 tickets left, and then Jordan's going to be taking some more. So
yeah, and we have the ability to print more, but we're not going to do it unless you guys, push the issue. So push the issue. Let us know you really want us.
Yeah, and here's the thing: if it's last minute, if you don't know if you're going to have a babysitter and find out you do last minute, come in the shop and just fucking pay $5 and come in because we're going to pack that bitch out. There's 189 capacity. I'm optimistic. I know there's quite a bit already coming, so let's pack it out, sardine it.
Check it out.
Beers, I promise you. If you drink, I will be funny.
Yeah, and we need you to drink to be funny.
Drop it, and Molly too. People say I'm good with Molly too. I'm really funny. Yeah. I just come around and rub your shoulders
the whole time. It's like, hey guys, you're the reason Grandma had to suck all them dicks. I'm just kidding. She's taking Molly.
I'm a people pleaser.
But
anyways,
I spent a whole night snorting cocaine until I realized it was Molly.
Oh shit! How did that go?
Great.
You're like, okay, now I have to get an IV of water.
I was gonna say, have you ever been harder in your life?
No, man.
Rock hard.
Yeah, I could make a wall come.
Are you redoing some repainting? No.
Hell no, leave me alone.
I haven't painted this damn thing. There's not a roller in here. Not a single roller. Oh god, dude, just marshmallow everywhere. Well, we got that one coming up, and then we actually do have Harvest Fest 8-2. We have that coming up as well.
Woo!
Which this guy over here to my right, he likes Harvest Fest.
Harvest Fest is special to me because I quit drinking professionally. I'm amateur now.
Amateur drinker.
But no, I quit drinking for the most part. I allow myself cheat days, and Harvest Fest is one of my cheat days.
Hell yeah, that's badass. Yeah,
it's something I realized after the first one I went to. I was like, wow, I probably will have to come back here and get drunk. And I did last year, and it worked out great.
Great.
I believe we got some Taco Bell and shit at 3 o'clock in the morning.
They're gonna have a taco truck this year.
Get
a taco truck?
Yeah, El Rancho Taco Truck is gonna be there. They're gonna have a taco truck. They're gonna have snow cones this year.
Oh man,
dude, I'm fucking pumped about that.
I'm really I'm hoping. I don't know if you can call dibs, but
yeah,
I'm hoping to get the same spot. I've had it 2 years in a row.
I bet you could.
Go Thursday or go a couple days before and just set up camp. I'm sure Corey will be cool with it. He won't care.
Yeah, he really wouldn't care. Corey's cool as shit. Yeah, I love Corey. I was so happy to have him on the podcast and get to hear his dry humor because he's a funny dude. But yeah, he's doing Harvest Fest. We've got Dwarf, We've got Resin, we've got Yesterday's Chips, Rachel and Lou Peacehead, patron, and then you've got comedy by 3 of the worst comics in all of Kokomo, for sure. 3 of the worst.
Let Sean speak for himself.
Okay, Sean's
Jesus.
Yeah. Sean, he's the least of the worst.
Yeah, he's the least of the worst.
We suck both balls. He only sucks 1 ball. So
yeah,
absolutely.
One ball at a time.
We'll all giddy in there and suck.
Yeah, but I'm excited. It's going to be August 13th. It's a Saturday. It's gates open at 4. It's free. You can camp, like Sean said. Just stay out of a fucking spot. Don't
don't get in my spot. I don't want to make shit awkward.
Don't steal a spot at all, because that would be rude.
Don't steal a spot. Don't kill his vibe either. Okay.
Yeah.
Don't come up with some fuckboy shit. Just be yourself.
Yeah.
Like, be cool.
Bitch, don't kill my vibe.
Yeah. Speaking of killing my vibes, and I know this is like a really weird segue as well, but look who passed away today. Literally today, Bill Russell.
I just know that he was a legend. I'm not a big basketball guy either, but I know that you are, and
11 rings.
I know a lot of people.
Yeah, respect
11 rings.
Respect.
That's insane. Is that the highest?
I'm pretty sure he's got more rings than anybody. But he also, Bill Russell, they named the one of the trophies after the MVP award, I think, is named after him.
Okay, that makes sense.
And he's a very important part of basketball in general. He was the first African American coach in the NBA.
So it's a sad day.
Huh? Celtics, yep.
Shout out to Luke Cage, because that's the only reason I know that.
Yeah. He was in the movie. Yeah, wasn't he? Bill Russell was in the movie. Yeah. The new one with Adam Sandler.
Hustle.
Hustle. Oh, you know, is that what you're talking about? Who'd you say he was from?
Luke Cage.
Luke Cage.
The Marvel show.
Oh yeah. Okay,
They talk about him.
Yeah. Shoot, I remember seeing him in Jessica Jones. Is that a decent show? I never watched all of Luke Cage. I watched part of it and kind of got out of it.
I'm a superhero mark, bro. I think they're all great.
Yeah, you.
Most of them.
I follow you on Facebook, or I'm friends with you, and you're a big superhero guy.
Yeah, he gives us a countdown every time. He's like, you got 1 week.
Yeah,
he also has
1 week to get your affairs in order, and I'm posting these fucking spoiler memes.
He also always has memes that are like real niche to like superhero, but like real good too. If you get it, it's like
hilarious. The Boys. Didn't you do a couple about the Boys?
Yeah,
the Boys, and then
the Boys is the shit.
I love that show.
My mom was actually getting into the Boys. I was over there the other night having dinner, and they're watching it, and like spoiler alert, but there's an episode which is basically porn.
Yeah.
It's like a whole superhero orgy, herogasm, right? And so I realized like that shit was on. I was like, oh, well, I'm gonna go ahead and see myself out here. Ain't no fucking way I'm watching this with my mother.
I mean, even then, like as soon as somebody tells me they're one, like I'm starting the Boys, I'm like, hit me up after you watch season 3, episode 1. I'm like, after you watch that episode, please hit me up, because I want to talk to you about what you saw. The first time I saw it, I thought he went up his rectum, but he went up the pee hole.
Right in the pee hole, straight.
Did you guys see Nope at all?
Not yet. I wanted to see it. I wanted to go with you.
I went to Nope. My boy and I went. My son. And
don't give away too much, because it's still in theaters, bro. Is it insane?
It's a thinker, yeah. If you talk to Hunter, he'll swear up and down that I fell asleep through some of it, which I just got off of work. I did fall asleep through like 20 minutes of it altogether, but I did catch the end and everything, and it was good. But I do want to go back and see it. But
he's like, it's a thinker.
Do that.
I always hour out of the fucking movie. You're like, it's a real thinker. I don't know how they got from the key to the climax to the end. You're like, I didn't watch it.
Why is Key and Peele playing?
I didn't watch it. He's sitting there.
It's just a big key. I don't want to fucking ruin it for you.
He woke up and he was like, Minions? And he was like, there's Minions in
this? Minions. It's just a big Key and Peele skit.
Banana. No, it's funny. That's all. Yeah, it's a big Key and Peele. Like Quan Davion Deling. That's one of my favorite skits from that fucking show. Key and Peele.
Keegan's hilarious too.
Oh yeah, he is. He's good. Both of those guys, they're fucking hilarious. And I mean, the Keke Palmer I heard was really good in that movie.
She's really good.
And they had Daniel. I can't say his name, dude.
Alawaya or something.
Yeah.
Wait, is that MLK?
He was in the. Was he MLK?
I don't know.
He was in
the
Get
Black
Out.
Messiah. Was he in the Black Messiah?
I think that's a Yellow or whatever.
Yeah. Well, he was in Black Panther 2. He was the one that was fighting with. He's the one that brought Killmonger in from the gate. Remember him?
Right, yeah.
Daniel Akuyu.
That guy. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a good actor. He was in Get Out too. He was the main character in Get Out. But yeah, he's a wonderful. He's British, I think, right?
God, that's so weird when they end up being British.
I know.
Yeah.
It's like
I heard
Eddie Munson. When I found out Eddie Munson was British, that one like personally offended me.
Oh shit, I didn't know that.
Yeah, Eddie Munson is British.
Eddie Munson?
Yeah. from Stranger Things.
Yeah.
Metallica, ain't it?
Yeah.
It's Metallica, ain't it?
I'll tell you
A
somebody.
little bit rusty, isn't it?
Yeah.
Idris Elba, he's even more handsomer with a British accent.
Yeah, no, sometimes it works out like him.
There's a lot of great British black actors. Like there's some great ones. I mean, you're thinking Idris Elba's a great one. Is he the one that was in? Is he in the one on Thor? Is he the same guy in Thor? Heimdall. He's amazing. You've got Daniel, and then what's the dude from Star Wars? He was good too. Look, I'm terrible with names.
You got Daniel Craig's a black British actor.
He's related.
He said black James Bond. Everybody was, we want a black James Bond. You got one.
Yeah, you got one. Blonde haired, blue eyes, black. I was thinking Craig David. Remember Craig David, the singer?
No.
No, he was. What was that song? He had it's something about the days. And on Wednesday and Thursday, I don't fucking remember. But he was like a British black singer. He had a hit a minute on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, Monday. I left my girl on Tuesday. So you'll get love by Wednesday.
I've never heard that song in my life.
Sunday. You don't know that shit? No. It's funny, dude.
You're like 2 years older than me too, so you're a little bit more.
Gap.
Yeah,
older
generation
kids.
gap.
Yeah.
Like we went to school together. He's like, "There's a generation gap, man. You don't get it, man." We grew up with Facebook. You did have 2 more years on Facebook, which is crazy. Yeah. Facebook came out in 2000. For me, I got Facebook in 2005, and it came out in 2004. I got it in 2005.
I want to say 2000.
You got it in 2005?
The end.
I think it was 2008 or 2007. I got it.
Yeah, you held out. You're like, I'm fucking.
Yeah, but I was on MySpace. You know,
yeah, you had a big
MySpace
presence.
is going to win this for sure.
Yeah, you're like this. Obviously,
yeah.
There's no way they're not going to win.
It's not a fucking competition.
My wife was like really into MySpace and like all this shit's like coming out about Jeffree Star, and she's like, I knew this. We all knew this. If you had MySpace, we knew everything was like he was a bad person. We like his makeup, but it's like it's like,
That's hilarious. She's like, yeah.
She's
makeup on fleek though, right?
Yeah,
like, I don't care.
He's like worth I'm not trying to go on a tangent about him, but he's like worth hundreds of millions of dollars, and it blows my fuck. He's killing it. Like,
not to keep going back to Cosby, but God damn it. That's it. But isn't that what happened with fucking the dude from Chicago, Hannibal Buress? He's that's what happened. He made a joke about Bill Cosby. His joke was about
snowballed
Googling
into him going to prison.
Yeah, it was about him. It was a joke about him Googling Bill Cosby and like, man, I didn't know this, but Bill Cosby apparently Bill Cosby, he drug girls and raped them, but I don't know. Like Google's the one telling him. And then everybody was like, what? And they looked it up. They're like, holy shit! And then all these allegations. And now his butthole's like that big. Yeah. Let's put the dick in the house and none of it comes. Something like that.
He's out now though, right?
Exactly. He got out. They're like, listen, this guy's blind.
Yeah.
I'll make a wager that R. Kelly doesn't do any more in 10 years before they figure something, or maybe 5 years before they figure out a loophole to get him out.
You think so?
Yeah. He'll put out an album in 5 years.
Damn.
It'll be free.
I got a funny question for you guys. This is random as hell, so hopefully I don't put you too much on the spot. All time, right now, who's your favorite female comedian? Period. What do you think? There's some good ones out there, I think.
Taylor Tomlinson?
She's good. Yeah. She's really good. Yeah. I love her. She's got a good cadence. What about you, Brian? He's like, give me a couple hours. Roseanne. Rosie O'Donnell.
Maria Bamford's pretty funny.
Oh yeah, she's hilarious.
Just because it's like I like
characters,
fucking deadpan, things like that, and I'm a big fan of that. She's good. I'll be honest with you, like brand new, but if you looked on my shit, I listen to and watch a lot of Sarah Silverman.
She's hilarious.
Always fucking been a source of inspiration for
the
me.
Roasts with her at the roast.
Fire.
Some of the funniest shit.
Dude, Nikki Glazer's fire.
All
them broads kill it.
I was thinking, for me, I watched Nikki Glazer's special. She just had one that dropped on HBO Max. It was really good. But then last night I watched Whitney Cummings' new special. She just dropped on Netflix.
Whitney Cummings is
top. I swear to God, she's at the top.
Fire.
Bro, it's awkward as fuck in the beginning because she's in Newark, New Jersey, which isn't like a great place for like female like empowerment comedy. And the funny thing is she didn't just do that, but she was like talking about like old school people versus nowadays. And she has some bits on there in the middle that I'm not joking. I looked at Shelby and I was like, she's killing this right now. I'm like, she is literally murdering this joke.
Yeah.
And like, so she does like a kids nowadays say this, and it's basically, that's like the whole, like most of the specialists, kids say this. When we were kids, this is what happened. And she's like, basically like breaking it down, like, you guys are too nanny moms, you're too helicopter. It's so fucking funny though. She killed it last night. I was like, honestly, I think she might be the GOAT right now for female comics for sure. Nikki was really good. Her shit was good. Taylor's really fucking good. But check out that special. Tell me what you think. There's a hilarious thing. There's a hilarious bit about like 23. Like she compares 23andMe. Like people being like, they're gonna take your data. They're gonna take your data. Everybody cares about data. She's like, when I was a kid, they had a fucking phone. Like there was a yellow book, and people just threw them everywhere. They were just on the ground. Homeless people wiped their ass with it. She's like, there was a book. It had your fucking name. It had your address. It had your phone number. She's like, what the fuck? She's like, I'm not no puss. Like basically, like that's the joke. It's like my generation grew up. Like our data was literally in a book everybody had in their fucking house. Nobody opened it. Nobody gave a fuck about that book. And that's like
literally just for pizza. That's the only time I can remember flipping through a phone book was like, I need pizza.
Oh no, pranks.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
Other than that, obviously.
Rest in peace, man. Rest in peace to crank anchors and being able to like just like old radio shows used to be just that people would be like, hello. Like, remember the John Cena one? That's the most recent one I remember. It's John Cena. And they're like, that's one of the funniest prank calls I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Stop fucking calling me. Are you ready? Hello?
I
said, are you ready?
I don't know if Nathaniel...
To see John Cena live. I'm just kidding. That's what. Son of a bitch, not again.
I don't know if your guys' kids get into it, but I caught my boy and his son, or my son doing it, and it made me really happy.
What was it?
They were prank calling.
My daughter did it to me. She was young.
Yeah.
Somehow her cousin or something had like an app where you could change the numbers. And,
oh, hell yeah.
And she changed it to a Florida number, and I answered it, and I forget what she said. It was something stupid, but I realized it was her right away. I was like, why are you in Florida? Why are you calling
You're freaking out.
727
what are you doing?
Yeah.
Have you been sex trafficked? Yeah. Freaking out.
I used to like to, when I was in school growing up, I used to like to call schools and be like, I'm offing everybody. Don't have anybody come in today.
I got a funny story. I wonder if the statute of limitation has expired on this, but I'm going to tell the story anyway. So in 2005, I was dating this girl, and we were all. So I got expelled for 10 days in 2000. No, it was either the end of 2005. It was the beginning of 2006. I got expelled for 10 days for posting a what I would call now a meme, but it was a picture of one of the teachers at the high school, and then a picture of me getting my dick sucked by the teacher. I got in trouble. I posted it on Facebook as my profile picture, and somebody printed it off and brought it into school. So I got 10 days off for that.
How'd you getting your dick sucked by the teacher? Like you photoshopped it?
Yeah, I photoshopped
like
it.
your dick in his...
Yeah. on MS Paint, motherfucker. That's how.
Hell yeah.
2006. Gold. Facebook was barely out. Like I just got into the end of 2005. It was the beginning of 2006. So I got 10 days expelled for that. Like I got not expelled, suspended. And I'd never even gotten a single day or a 3-day. That was the first suspension was 10 days. And so I did that, and all that fucking happened. And then I would take people to school. Like my friend, I would take them to school. So I was like, I'll get up, take you guys to school, we'll hang out. And they hung out the night before. So I got up in the morning because I was like, I don't give a fuck. I got expelled against my will. We'd drive them to school. Well, one day, my girl at the time was like, will you drive me to school? And I'm like, sure. So I picked her up too, and I was driving there. And then we all like got super fucked up in the parking lot, and then everybody's like, I don't want to go in. And no, but so we all just skipped. All right, long story short, we all skipped. We're fucking going to Walmart buying fucking Corsi and Cough and Cold. We're hanging out.
You guys bought it?
Yeah.
No, I stole that shit.
Yeah. We did
I'm
buy
the reason they put it behind the counter.
You're the reason they get my black hair care products. Yeah. They just did that for everything. But yeah, we bought Corsi and Cough and Cold, and then we went back to the house, and I'm like thinking, and my girl's like, hey, can you call me out? I was like, I'm not calling you out. Have you heard my voice? They know me. They expelled me. She's like, can you call me out? Call me out. I'm like, I can't. So I'm like, oh, Joel, my older brother. I was like, will you call her out? So he calls her out and like calls the school and's like, yeah, I'm April's dad. She's sick. She'll be back tomorrow, blah, blah, blah. And so it's all good to go. And then like 2 hours later or an hour later, I get a phone call and it's her dad's number calling my phone. And I'm like, I'm not answering this motherfucker at all. No, he's calling my brother's phone because they gave him the number that called her out, calling my brother's phone. And I'm like, son of a. And I was like, what's your voicemail? What's your voicemail? He's like, it just says, hey, it's Joel Granger. I'm like, fuck, your name's on there now. He's gonna know it's me. I'm like,
were you tripping out?
I was so mad. I was like, damn, this. I was like, I literally fell into this like. I didn't want her to skip. I was taking her to school. I was like, fuck me. And and then the voicemail was too like, I don't know who the fuck you are calling my daughter out of school. I know people, buddy. I know cops. Blah, blah, blah.
Oh, man. Just... I mean, but looking back on it now, that's growing up. That's what, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's growing up.
Anyway, that shit was fucking wild. I just remember being like, man. And then he came to my house and was like threatening to beat me up and stuff.
Oh, well, there you go.
I work with said father in that one.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
We bake out. I like him. He's a good guy.
The funny thing is, he's a great guy now, and apparently, he doesn't have any issue with me. Like, I'm still friends with his daughter. We did a skit with her. That was my ex. We did that.
Made a little loot off, or I mean, we did good on that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we did that. That was a big skit.
Yeah,
it was a big skit. It was the stripper in the park, and you can still see it on YouTube if you check it out. But it's funny because it still it pops up. Somebody just literally commented on it like yesterday and was just like, when did this shit? Like what the hell? How is this in my algorithm? I had multiple people do that. I'm like, yes.
Love that. I love when shit like that goes in the algorithm.
Awesome. Yeah. So we've got like 3.5K views on YouTube from that one video, which we didn't post it originally. It was a Facebook original.
Facebook original. That did real well.
Yeah, I love that fucking video though, bro. Anyway, sorry I had to tell that long ass story, but that shit, I just remember it popped in my head. I'm like, I gotta get this out because this is therapy for me.
There we go.
I love been therapy. Yeah, so like you went on stage. You were telling us telling me before the podcast about what was the bar? You remember the name of the bar? You said it was like 148.
Yeah, it was like 1948 or something like that. Some bar.
It's an indie.
Yeah, like.
I know if Brian would know.
South Indy. I don't know.
South Indy. Yeah, but he went on stage there and you had a video of your set of you like basically telling a story.
Yeah. Well, I guess that's my view of stand-up is I just go up there and tell stories that just happen to be funny. And I have a couple of dick jokes that really fucking hit for like my first time I went up there. I was like, oh shit, this is a high.
I remember watching it and in my head being like, God damn it, dude. Fuck you, Sean. I go up there. I'm like, I've been on stage a lot, because we did shows together back in the day at Goblin and stuff, and the right to play music and everything. And like, I've been on stage so many times, but going up there for comedy to me is like, it's nerve wracking.
Yeah, that's actually anytime I've ever been on stage prior to that, except for like maybe one time that I can think of where I was sober. Like, I'm always intoxicated on stage.
So you went sober on that day?
I was sober. Like, I wasn't stoned. I didn't have a drink.
Piling it on, Jordan. This is why you suck.
Went to my buddy's house. Well, I take that back. I think I had, like a weird whiskey drink, but it was hours beforehand.
Yeah.
I wasn't intoxicated on stage.
Yeah. You were straight up like...
So that was like the first hurdle I had to get over.
Brian's finger's going off, sorry. Oh, no. I see who it is. You all right?
My grandma.
Oh, I thought it
probably wondering what happened to her prescriptions again. Wasn't me, mammy.
It wasn't me this time, I swear.
You ruined our relationship last time over. You want to accuse me again? No.
Holy shit.
No, I'm teasing.
He's joking. He's completely joking. That sounds like him. I do have to get you guys' opinion on something here. Did you guys, I don't know if you guys heard about this, but did you hear that the woke mob came after the ChocoTaco?
Why?
Yeah, I don't.
For what?
I don't understand how it was a woke mob.
Yeah, well, I mean, this is by People. I wasn't expecting this to be written that way, but it was on People magazine. You can see it up there a little bit, but it's People magazine actually put this out.
Did they cite reasons, or did they just say that's fucking racist?
Apparently, there was some type of. It says the representative for the brand confirmed to People that due to recent allegations of cultural appropriation, the ChocoTaco is no more.
Jesus Christ!
I did not know that Mexicans are like, how dare you appropriate tacos and make it into a delicious treat.
ChocoTaco.
That's like my go-to. Like, I'm super high at work and they sell them in the thing at work, and I would get like, they're like $5. I'm like, this is super stupid.
Hey, let's go out and cop them, because everybody's going to be wanting them.
Oh yeah, they're about to.
Absolutely, we'll go skyrocket. Get some dry ice.
Yeah.
We'll send them to people. We'll dry ice them.
Yeah, to the moon.
He said Bitcoin, so use them as the new Bitcoin, because they're going to be says, I'm mining ChocoTacos out here.
Y'all want some taco points? Some Choco.
I want a Doritos Locos ChocoTaco.
It's like
Doritos Locos ChocoTaco.
You guys wanted it back. Now you got it back with a twist. Doritos Locos ChocoTaco.
Oh no.
The ChocoTaco pizza. We're already ran out. That's what somebody actually posted. I saw, like, in response to this, somebody posted in the comments. They said they're just gonna do what Taco Bell did and take everything and then bring it back and make it like short supply and then like drive up. And I'm like,
it's almost a fucking marketing tool now. It's kind of shitty.
Showbiz, baby.
Yeah. Hey, Ric Flair is supposed to wrestle his final match tonight, and I guarantee this is just a marketing tool. That man's in a lot of debt, so
yeah,
it's all just a.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think is he in his 80s?
Huh? No, he's like 73, 74. He's not like
damn.
Well, I think that if he was, I mean, there's a couple wrestlers that are like that age that still wrestle and are healthy, but this man's drank his whole life.
Yeah.
So like the fact that he's going out there, he has a shot liver, he's jumping up and down. It's probably not a good thing.
Yeah, and you don't want him jumping up and down because you know what happens is when he gets in the air, you know, he wants to pull his dick out. You know? That's what happened on that. Yeah. He's in the air with a woo,
air flare.
Woo. I saw a fight, like a street fight, like a bunch of people fight. Oh, it wasn't even a street fight. It was like in a restaurant, and two guys were fighting, and the one dude knocked the dude out, and he like fell against like a wall, and the other guy went and just fucking Ric Flair chopped the shit out of his chest, and the dude fell on the ground. I was like, wow, I've always wanted to.
I think I've seen what you're talking about.
Yeah, I have too. I will say that the tagline, oldest ride, longest line, it's pretty nasty.
Yeah,
it's a good,
So there is. I do have a question for you, Sean. So as a guy who, you know, you were in that punk rock scene and it was pretty crazy. You got to tell me, what's the crazy... obviously, you've probably been in a couple fights in your day, back in the day.
Sure.
Have you ever, in any of those fights, ever been able to pull off like a wrestling move?
Nah, man.
Damn it.
Well, I mean, I had a guy in like a headlock. I tried to DDT him.
Oh, yeah?
And he grabbed me by my hair and pulled it.
Oh, fuck.
But yeah, I had him in the headlock. I was ready to go. I was about to drop. I was like...
So...
I ankle locked a guy one time. Yeah? Like Ken Shamrock.
For real?
Yeah.
Would you guys consider yourselves at one time, and I'm not trying to, if this is derogative or anything, scene kids? I mean, is that what that...
Yeah, punk rock scene.
Yeah, I mean, they're different scenes. Like, we're both musicians. We both play music.
My stepbrother at the time took me to a show, and it was in like the strip mall where Hacienda is.
Yeah.
That church, and they had concerts there and everything.
Yeah. Back in the day.
You remember that?
Yeah.
Well, there was like...
Choir of the Fire and shit like that.
Yeah, exactly. The guys were like in the... I'm not going to say the person's name, but they were doing like their... You know, in the crowd and stuff, and this dude was like going around, and I know you've seen him before, like kicking, like his leg, and he did. I swear to God, to you, like almost like a Shawn Michaels, like Sweet Chin Music when he went around and drilled some girl. I swear, I remember vividly. Drilled some girl and just
right in the face.
Pop. Yeah, and she just went out, dude. It was awesome. I mean, we checked on her, and it wasn't like on purpose. So, but it was awesome. It was.
No, we've seen enough of that in our days. Of girls getting hit in the pit. Oh my God.
So dude. I played football my freshman year in high school.
Where'd you go to high school at? Was that in Detroit?
This was in Milford High School in Highland, Michigan, and so we had like we played a game, and then that night there was like a lock-in in the school gymnasium.
Yeah.
And I'm there, and I'm wearing like my football jersey and stuff, and this girl comes up to me, and she's like, "Hey, are you Sean Foster?" And I'm like, "Yeah, what's up?" And she's like, "You don't remember me?" And I was like, "No, what's up?" And she's like, "In the first grade, you kicked me in the stomach and told everybody I had cooties." And I was like, "God damn, I'm not recovering from this one." Yeah.
I thought you heard about the band, baby. I didn't know you were gonna bring up old shit.
I was like, did you see me out there tonight? Is that what this is about?
It's like,
would you like an autograph?
Huge. Yeah. She's like, "You ain't getting no pussy. I'm everybody's favorite friend." Yeah. She's like, "But have you been watching a lot of Sopranos?"
I have watched The Sopranos.
You have? He's been obsessed. He keeps calling me T.
Give me like I've been calling. What do you want to do, T? Like I just sending him stuff.
God keeps coming in saying he's gay. What are you gonna do for him?
Gabagoo.
Do you guys have Gumar? Do you have a Gumar?
I don't have.
You know what a Gumar is?
I know what a Gumar is.
I know. I've watched him go to White Castle with Harold. I know Gumar and Harold went to White Castle, motherfucker. I know that much.
You're about to get canceled. Calm down. A Gumar is a side piece.
Yeah.
It's so like that's what I'm using for now. I'm not using side piece or a side bitch. It's you got your Gumar with you? Oh, nice. Give her a kiss on the cheek. Give her some eggplant lasagna. Call it a day.
Yeah.
There is definitely something going on. Like God's like, and today I'm going after gangsters.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I don't know why. It seems like there's a lot going on lately with.
We lost 2 polys in a month.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here.
Oh man.
We've lost a lot of. Who else? We lost
Ray Liotta.
Ray Liotta, yeah.
Ray Liotta was big.
Yeah.
I just think they're all
needs
getting
to sit his ass down.
Those movies are all old movies, and we're like, damn, they're going after. But it's really just a bunch of old movies.
You want my theory?
What?
They're all going to the witness protection program.
Oh.
They all flipped.
Well, I didn't know.
I'll do whatever you need as long as you give me the space I need.
What the fuck is his name? Paulie from Sopranos was actually like in prison and.
Was he really?
About that life.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
He told HBO, he's like, I will do whatever you want for this show, but I will not be a fucking rat.
Yeah, he was. I remember. I think I read an article about that too. That he was like legit one of the people that you would like. He's like a guy they're like. So, what do you think about this thing? He's like, hey, you got to do your thing.
He's who Christopher was pretending to be. Unlike Jon Favreau's movies and stuff.
I mean, just take out the fucking mob thing. The character development in that show's absolutely like, god damn, so good.
I didn't actually start watching it until like earlier this year.
That's me too, man.
I've seen it like 3 times now.
My dad, I remember going in, I remember certain episodes and stuff because that's all my dad did. Like when it was going on and I was a kid, I'd be playing in the other room playing video games. I'd go in there and see somebody getting fucking whacked or see some titties. He'd be like, get out of here. Go, boy.
That's funny, dude. What's your stepdad or you said your dad?
My real dad.
Oh, yeah.
My weekend daddy didn't watch Sopranos. My weekend dad fished and gave me like sleepy medicine. I don't know.
I think I first heard of cold towards eating cough and cold, aka Skittles. Yeah. I was like, these are more like Red Hots, but I'll call them Skittles. If that's what you want.
Yeah, I can't to this day I can't eat anything candy coated like pill wise. It'll fucking ruin my day.
Yeah. It gets you
turns my stomach. I'm just like, oh my god.
Yeah. I've never fucked with them. It was just like my brother and my friends, everybody I knew did them all the time.
Pills?
I would drink. Yeah, like no, course eating cough and cold specifically.
Cough medicine.
Dude, that shit used to be people. I mean, you always make jokes about Sudafed, but that was like the thing that everybody did when they were like trying to go. Their pupils would be like fucking like. Was it super tiny or super big? Super tiny.
Yeah, super big.
Was it super big?
Yeah, super big. You're all pupil.
Oh yeah.
I never did it, and for the simple fact that like everybody would say that the way they felt made them feel like they were dying, and I'm like, I want no part of that. Why would anybody?
Speaking, this kind of is going to bridge the two subjects. Have you ever listened to any comedians talk about Joey Diaz, who was also on The Soprano, right?
No, he's not on Soprano. No. He wasn't. A lot of people say he looks like Big Pussy.
He was in Spider-Man 2.
Spider-Man 2, yeah. But Joey Diaz, man. Apparently they're like. He'll come up and they'll be like, you want to eat some of this weed? Is he like edibles? Hey, dog, you want to eat some weed with me? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, how much is that? He's 500 mil. No, I'm not fucking eating one of those with you. And he's like, no, dog, you got to try it out. And he puts one in his mouth. And apparently, like, they'll be like, no, I'll give you a corner. And then people will be like, all right, I'll take the corner. The next thing they know, they're like holding on to the earth, trying not to fucking die. And then finally, one of the guys is like, Joey, like, how are you not losing your shit? He's like, oh, I have a panic attack. I have like 5 panic attacks.
Yes, dude.
He's like, I love it. He just chases panic attacks. I'm like, fucking kill me.
I love that you say that. I mean, we're not to get into too much detail with that cough syrup. That's me. The whole bottle, because it's like, I want them fucking where I'm like, am I going to see my dad in a minute? Like, am I going up to the pearly gates and then I'll be cool 1 minute watching TV?
Like, in the weirdest way, I thought I was Jim Morrison.
Yeah? You like got on a trip?
Yeah, like every time I'd eat a box of Skittles and I'd be like, all right, this is exactly what it was like to be in the Doors.
He'd be like, hang out with his girlfriend. She's like, what are you doing again? He's like, hello, I love you, won't you tell me your name? And she's like, do you think you're Jim Morrison again? And he's like, oh. And he's just killing it. That's awesome. Shh, be quiet. Baby, whatever. I don't know a whole bunch of that. Like,
he's gonna go take a nap in a bathtub. No, don't do it.
Did you ever watch who played him in that movie?
Val Kilmer.
Val Kilmer. Oh, rest in peace. Basically, he's like, can he like barely talk?
I don't know. There's a documentary about him, but
on Amazon, it takes all like footage from him. He kept all this footage from movies and TV shows and just personal life, and then he went and fucking. They just threw it all on Amazon. It's pretty dope.
It is. I watched some of it. It was really good.
Well, he wasn't. Was he? They talked about him a lot, but he wasn't in the new Top Gun, was he?
I think they had a cameo. I don't know. I haven't seen it. I've never seen the first.
He fucking died in the first one.
Oh, yeah, that's true. You're right. Who is he? Goose?
I don't know. I'm pretty sure I saw
Iceman, or which one's I don't watch that shit. Propaganda shit.
Propaganda. Yeah. You got thrown away.
It's propaganda. No.
You know, if you want to know anything about a guy that knows a little something, you know who this is?
I explain.
This is Rick Scott. He was governor of Florida, and then he is now Senator Rick Scott. And this guy right here, Sean, personally worked on his campaign.
I sure did.
Honestly?
Yeah, helped him get elected.
Yeah, I met him. I walked door to door, knocked on.
He's a good dude.
No. No. I was in college. It was a great experience.
Oh, it was in college?
Okay. Yeah. My cousin ran his Tampa Bay office, and I was like his right-hand man. And, no, I mean, I was telling Jordan when I first actually met him, so, like, he looks so much like Voldemort. As, like, in human form. Like, that's Tom Riddle if he grew older. And kept his nose and stuff, like, and at Michael Jackson and shit. But the first time I ever met him was at, like, this fundraiser thing at an orphanage. So, like, he's literally playing with orphan children that he's donating, you know, money to. And it's so hard to walk him, like, you fifth pleading son of a bitch. Yeah. But no, and I mean, every time I talked to him, he was cool to me. He said he regrets not getting tattoos in the Navy.
Yeah.
He said that?
Yeah, he told me that. I'm sitting there making phone calls in his office one day with my sleeves rolled up. I was trying, I feel like we're at a turning point where, like, I don't hide my tattoos anymore. I don't give a shit. No, but there was a time, like, 7 years ago where you had to.
Yeah. Yeah. The women, it's really, I think when that kind of stuff comes up, it's all, like, culturally women push that forward. Have you noticed that? It's like women that are like, tattoos, crazy hair, piercings. Once women decide to take it up as a mantle, men are like, all right, fine.
I see so many kids with mohawks these days, and I was like, my mom would never.
Meanwhile, you did.
Mullets are back in, but which I had a mullet as a child.
I had a mullet as a child as well, for a sick mullet.
We all did, yeah.
I had a rat tail.
I had a rat tail as well.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah. You had a rat tail?
Rat tail.
Too.
Yeah.
I swear to God.
Growing up in the mean streets of what is it, Forest Lodge Trailer Park out on the you know where Riley Monument is? Yeah, back in the day. That's what I love. I love it.
I'm not. I actually had class. No, I'm just kidding. I'm teasing. I'm kidding.
My dad worked at Chrysler.
Shut up.
You know where my dad worked at? No, I'm asking, where did he work at? I don't know.
He made license plates in prison, correct? Yeah. Is that what he did?
Yeah. No, he was like, he did a lot of things in prison. Hey, yo, Jordan, I need you to run this stuff for me. Put it in your butt.
Oh, shit.
That reminds me of Always Sunny when they go and visit what's his name.
Anyway, I started blasting.
That's a show I can't believe is still...
It's Maddie Kroll is obsessed with that fucking show.
It's a great show.
It's like the whole story of it. Like, it started on YouTube.
Yeah. Like, basically, it was like a low budget. Because, like, when we were talking about doing our show, he was like, yeah, we can. He was listening to that podcast because they have the Always Sunny podcast or whatever. And he said that show helped give him a lot of inspiration because how they did things the first season was very, like, cheap. Yeah. They blew their entire budget on Danny DeVito because that's the only way they were going to get it greenlit. Like, to the point where
they needed Danny. Yeah.
Yeah. The first season, though, I don't think they had Danny. Right. So that's pretty crazy. Yeah, and then I guess the girl was supposed to be the straight man. Bird, is that what they call her? Bird. She was D. She was supposed to be the straight man, and then they ended up just making her just as crazy as everybody else.
D's hilarious, yeah.
that whole group. Matt tells me whole like arcs about people like the dude become like hinting that he's gay and then working out and becoming gay, and then like it's like he tells me the arcs. I'm like, this shit's insane. Anytime I come up with a funny like idea for the show, he's like, they did that on Sunny already. I'm like, fuck, dude. It's like I can never write anything. Apparently it's my personality, but I don't even watch it.
Bill Burr stole my abortion joke. Been pretty fucking heated about that.
See, that joke, I didn't write that. I wasn't nowhere near that as close to that joke as he ended up doing it. But I just remember, like, when I watched it, I was like, yeah, that's what I tell people. That's what I say to people. I'm like, yeah, like I want you to have the right to do it, but like at some point you have to acknowledge there's something happening here. Yeah, Something's happening.
Yeah. Like, absolutely, it's your body, it's your choice. It's 100% not my business.
Yeah.
Do your thing, girl. But I mean, you're killing a baby.
It's happening. It's happening.
I don't know what you're talking about.
It's like, did you watch it? The Bill Burr special?
The new Bill Burr one where he's
Live
at the Red Rocks.
Yeah.
I didn't see that portion of it.
Yeah. He does the thing about a cake. He's like, it's like kind of like I got all the ingredients together. I made a cake. I get it together. I put it in the oven. I put it on 350 or whatever. I sit it in there, and in an hour and a half I'd have cake. And he's like, and it's like you just came in, took the cake out, threw it across the room, and I'm like, what? What'd you do that for? And you're like, what? He's like, you just fucked my cake up. And he's like, that wasn't a cake yet. He's like, yeah, but if you'd have left it there, it would have been a cake. And he's like, that's basically. Yeah. It's such a great bit. Like that bit on there, and then he did the WNBA one, like the women's sports bit, are like, they're top notch. It's like the funniest shit I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah. I mean, honestly,
Nick Mullen's going to be in Indy, and I want to see Nick Mullen.
Oh, nice.
He's going to be in September, and he's like 1/3 of the old Come Town podcast. And I posted one of his bits on Facebook. I don't know if you guys saw it, but it's a Alex Jones bit. It's one of the funniest.
Is it going to be at Helium or?
Yeah.
We should go.
I want to go.
Yeah.
September 16th, 17th, 18th. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, he's going to be there. I'm excited to see him because he's probably one of the funniest people, like, all around. He just doesn't. He's like, do you guys know Patrice O'Neal? You guys into him at all?
Oh yeah.
He's exactly like Patrice O'Neal in a lot of ways, where he's like, he can't stop himself from fucking up his connections in the business.
He's always fucking him up
because he just has to say the thing you're not allowed to say. Like, he's one of the few white comedians I know he's like super liberal, but he'll say the N-word like as a joke. Like, that's a joke. He says gay, he says fag, he says like retard, he says all the things you're not supposed to say. And then, but he's like super liberal, like Bernie bro. But he like makes fun of everything. Like, he's got one of the funniest Jordan Peterson impressions in the world.
That's like one of the hardest things for me as an adult is like unlearning gay and shit. Because I grew up outside of Detroit in a trailer park right when Eminem blew up. Yeah. So he was my fucking god, dude.
Oh hell yeah.
And so like, yeah, I said fag and I said gay, and I super try hard not to nowadays.
Yeah.
And then retarded is also another word I'm trying to cut back on.
Yeah. To me, it's like I try not to say any of those. I don't treat anybody disrespectful. It's funny because I'm all about it. I love, I think that everybody should have equal rights. You know, you're libertarian as well. Yeah, you're more left-leaning libertarian. I'd say I'm more right-leaning libertarian.
Yeah, I'm like socially liberal for sure.
Yeah. That's exactly how I look at things. I'm like, we do have to acknowledge some shit, but at the same time, it's like I don't think weed is a cure for anything. Like, that's not, but it's great.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think it's weird when people are like, no, like it cures everything, bro. Like, weed. Look at his hat.
My niece had brain cancer.
Yeah,
and she smoked a joint, and now she's a governor. I'm just kidding.
You ever heard of Taylor Swift?
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, exactly like Taylor Swift.
Yeah, weed is just great. You should just say that.
Yeah,
everybody should just be open and honest with it. Because let's face it, you know somebody who smokes weed. If you don't, hi, my name is Sean.
Nice to meet you.
And
I do feel like it's been destigmatized.
No threat to society. God damn it.
I wrote a whole bit about that for the show. I don't want to give any of it away, but I have a funny bit about weed, about how it's way more needed. Like, why is it not legal? Like, why is it legal in California? Why is it legal in fucking Colorado? Colorado is beautiful. There's fucking mountains. The air's thin. You just breathe like it's like mountain air. Like, California, like the hottest people in the world. Fucking temperate climate, year round, perfect fucking place to live. Fucking, if you need to smoke weed anywhere, it's here.
Right.
This place fucking sucks. It's like cornfields. It's straight. Like, there's, it's like an hour between everything, an hour and a half to get to one city to the next that actually matters. It's like podunk. I'm like, we're the ones that need weed. This is bullshit.
My buddy Mason actually just came back from Colorado. He was there at the family gathering.
Yeah.
Rainbow family gathering.
Nice.
And when he comes back, it's like, welcome back to Indiana. He's like, yeah, thank you.
Yeah. And
I was like, it's just like Colorado, except, without the scenery and less freedom.
Yeah. Without the scenery, without the freedom, people, it's like, I don't know. It sucks, man.
You can go right up to Michigan and have freedom.
Yeah. Well, it's crazy because, like, if you go, it's like, there's freedom over here, there's freedom over here's kind of freedom down here, you're gonna die. It's like you don't smoke weed down here. I'm like, you can't drive through Kentucky and get freaking murdered there. I'm not down with it. Speaking of murder, I do want to pull this one up because I think this is interesting. Do you guys know what this is?
That's
a baby one of the first car seats.
Isn't that insane?
Yeah,
hilarious.
That is one of the. Number one, it's like right by the driver, so you're just like, you like make a turn. Oh shit, my guy!
Yeah, that's like where the mom arm comes from.
Yeah. It's like, I just elbowed my fucking baby in the head by trying to turn right. You're doing like, you can't fucking have to do it like this. That would not work out.
There just had to have been less car crashes back then, because it's
like. That is basically just saying we tried.
Yeah, we tried.
It's really just a seat for the baby to sit in. There's no safety.
There's not even a seatbelt, bro.
It's so it can sit down. And
how?
The seat is more secure than the child would be.
That's got to be more of a toddler seat, though, right?
Yeah, like a booster seat.
That's so crazy to me that at some point, like, people would.
Well, there's also no other seatbelts in there.
True, you're right. Yeah.
So they hadn't.
A car is so fucking. Before they're like, if you're a baby and you need to go somewhere, sorry.
So crazy.
Wait for your horse and carriage, bitch.
Bye bye, baby.
Bye bye, baby. I wanted to bring this one up to you. I don't know if you guys have heard about this mom life choices. Have you heard of this?
I have not.
So apparently, there's this Mom Life Comics. That's what it's called. There's a lady who does these things called Mom Life Comics, and basically she's being flamed horribly on social media right now because everybody's like, if you hate your husband, just don't be with him. Well, this is one example of one of her sketches, and it's like, recently my husband and I were unloading groceries in the car. Yes, this is an acceptable depiction of our different unloading sites. So she's like saying he's a lazy bitch. He's only carrying one, which that's not how it is in my house. I carry like all of the shit.
Me too, usually. So,
but it's funny that's what she said. Okay,
one trip or die trying.
Exactly. I'm willing to die there. I put a table right by my front of my house just so I could be like, I can put stuff down and go back, so I don't even have to like. But that's the first one. This is the second one. So this is like you're seeing a pattern of like disdain for her husband. Like, and this is her husband, by the way. And she's like, such a good dad, run of the mill mom. Okay, fine, all right. You can tell. I get it. We try to give dads a little more credit because for a while there they sucked. Okay, and then we get to this one. This is the one that broke the internet right here. One of the many differences between me and my husband. Oh, look, the last ripe peach. I'll save it for the kids. They love peaches so much. The man. Oh, look, me, the last ripe peach. I'll use it as a special treat in my daily smoothie. And then, so like, that's like, so people are seeing this, and that's the one that broke the camel's back. They're like, it's a peach in his house. He can't eat a fucking peach.
There's some personal beef going on with it. Yeah.
Everybody's like, imagine making passive-aggressive comments instead of just going to counseling.
Yeah, Jesus Christ, get your shit together.
Okay, but this is, now the internet did the internet's thing, so this is the first one, guys. Are you okay, son? Dad ate my peach. And the second one. Oh, shit, the second one. They took the dude's face from the meme and put it on there. Anyway, I had to show you guys that because I was dying laughing at it. And apparently it's pretty big news on the internet. The mom likes comics. People were coming at her like, they're like, you hate your husband. I read a thing that she was like, she had posted one, and then somebody was like, somebody had said something, and she was like, well, my husband's not a lazy man. If you guys think he's lazy, he's not. He's a lawyer, and he also owns a side hustle of like teaching kids to play basketball. And I'm like, so the dude has 2 jobs, and you're mad at him for like eating a peach?
And ma'am, what do you do? Well, I stay at home.
I'm a stay-at-home mom. I do the hardest job in the world.
I'm a homemaker.
That's the Bill Burr
and I have
bit.
Candles too.
You guys know that Bill Burr bit?
Yeah. I love it.
The hardest job in the world. Yeah.
Oprah.
I thought roofing in July is a redhead. That's anyway. I saw that and I was like, you guys, I'm dying watching this shit. Speaking of, let's shit on more women. Let's do one more of these.
What do we got here?
First female Tour de France descends into mass chaos after pilot.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, no.
That looks rough.
This just happened the other day. It's like a human centipede of like women. It's like a human
curve came out of nowhere.
And then boom, 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 boom. They all just go down.
Good Lord. Hey, would somebody call that maybe a menstrual cycle? They were all like synced up. Like, we're having the worst time right now. My ass is chafing, my pussy lips are chafing, the whole thing's going down. God.
Damn.
It makes me wonder if maybe these guys were rethinking that whole concept there. Wives wanted. Apparently this is like from an old mining town, and these men lived there, and they put a sign up for wives.
So then the acquiring women would just come in and
This was before you could just be like, hey, can I get a young Filipino boy? Before the Chinese came over and built the railroads or something.
The modern times.
Yeah, I just thought, I saw that picture and I'm like, damn, that has to be rough. I wonder if they know what women have became if they would have changed their minds. That's too much. But on the positive note, I got a video I want you guys to see. Let's see if I can get this going.
What the hell? And then this gets nice and look at how nice and snatched this gets too.
Yeah, that's cool.
I don't know. I think I might like this one.
What do you guys think about that video?
Who is that?
That is Susan Sarandon.
I thought so.
Okay, so Susan Sarandon, the actress, she is. Let me turn it. 75 years old.
Oh, good Lord!
Holy shit! That just awoken something in me.
That's what I'm saying, man.
Yeah.
I was like, what the hell?
Abraham Lincoln, dude.
Dude, she's
Christ.
If you guys don't believe me, right there, 75.
No, I believe it.
Years old, born in 1946. So that to me, I was like, how? Like, look at this picture. You can kind of see she's got the girls out there. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Well, I mean, we had this discussion before. Pelosi's got some plumpers.
I know Pelosi's got, but I'm like, this is the second one, and hers look better than Pelosi's do.
Yeah, I'm not trying to put women against each other, but Sarandon looks a lot better than the Pelosi.
And I am trying to. And Susan, you can Sarandon my face with those anytime you want. Sarandon.
Nice.
Sarandon wrap my face in them titties.
Wrap them titties.
She got the heavies though. She's killing it. You guys ever watch the movie Stepmom?
I was just about to say like.
Really? That's the one.
Yeah.
I love that movie.
Pretty sure she was in a movie called Stepmom.
Yeah, with
Julia Roberts.
Julia Roberts.
So my question poses now: how the fuck old is Julia Roberts?
That's true. I would have to look that up.
You want to know a fun fact about Julia Roberts?
Let's hear it.
She married Lyle Lovett in Marion, Indiana.
Really? In Marion?
Yeah.
Lyle Lovett's dope, dude.
Yeah. He's the luckiest fucking.
He was in The New Guy, right?
Yeah, he's the dad.
Yeah, he's awesome in it.
Yeah. Lyle Lovett's.
He's the ugliest motherfucker I've ever seen with my own eyes.
Country musician, actor.
Yeah, and he married Julia Roberts in The Birthplace of Cool.
He's still alive, isn't he?
The Birthplace of Cool, Marion.
I was actually hoping to go see him live soon, but he's like a guilty pleasure.
She's born in '67, but I don't know.
Oh, so she's like 55, 56.
Yeah.
She's a young broad.
Well, that makes sense why she was the stepmom.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Step monster.
And
Younger
Susan,
model.
I don't want to. There's no.
Who was the guy? Was it Ed Harris in that? Who was the dude?
The guy was it might have been Ed Harris. It's Pierce Brosnan. I'm just kidding.
It's always Pierce Brosnan.
It's Daniel Craig.
It's
Black Daniel Craig.
It's Black Daniel Craig. Hey, yo, it's me, Black Daniel Craig. I don't even know how to do didn't he have a Scottish accent? Is he British? What is he?
I don't even know what he is.
It's me, Black Daniel Craig, isn't it? I'll just do the terrible Cockney. Hey, Nick, it's me. It's Daniel Craig. I'm black. Hello. He's like, something. And they want to come to something. You know how the British people do British rap? It's the worst.
Spot dick.
Spot dick.
Spotted dick.
Some fish and chips, ain't it? God, it's the worst.
Crosshair the Queen.
Speaking of British, did you guys see this shit? This is random as fuck, but did you guys see? So this is a newscast in obviously Britain. I think that's Britain, right? Or is that fucking Germany? It's Germany. I'm retarded. I mean, I'm dumb. That's Germany, and so they're doing the temperatures, and this is in 2017. It's all green, and they just got and then it's the same lady, and it's 5 years later, and they're doing temperatures around the same or lower than that, and they put it in red, the climate is getting. So let me tell you about the climate. I guess they're more they're Berlin, so it'd be
well, it gets 80 degrees and hold on, we've got a fucking problem here.
Yeah,
they can't handle that shit.
I remember when I was stationed in Italy, they were talking about it got so hot in the summer, and I was like, it's not even that bad here. And they're like, oh, in France, people went on vacation, they went on holiday for a month and came back and grandma's dead.
Yeah, dying of heat stroke.
Yeah, people were dying, old people were dying. I'm like, air conditioning, it exists.
Yeah,
holiday.
Buy a fan.
Can you imagine 91 degrees Indian people? Good lord.
Oh god, dude, I couldn't imagine.
I didn't even know that was a possibility. I'd have been standing outside a long time ago.
Yeah, to me that's what's insane.
Take me out, you son motherfucker.
Yeah, just do it. Shooting a gun.
Do not want to go to work tomorrow.
I heard about my boy Icarus. That's insane. I know you know Icarus. Yeah.
Icarus, yeah.
You fucking killed him. Shooting a gun at the sun.
Yeah. Crazy how they just made all that shit up.
I saw this libertarian meme I needed you to see too. This one's for you. You can't be pro-insurrection and pro-America. That's literally how we were founded.
Nice.
It's like
that was my whole thing with the insurrection. It's not that they did it. It needs to happen.
Yeah, just not that way.
That was not the right reason.
Well, the funny thing to me is, okay, you see Joe
you've got
Biden.
The spirit, it's there.
Have you heard about people they watch this video and they're like, what happened to Joe Biden's eyes? They're CGI. Did you guys see that? Because they look so different than they normally do. So that was a big thing on the internet. The right wings were like, they CGI'd his eyes. His eyes aren't open right now. And I'm like, actually, what happened was he got COVID and got a facelift. And he was like, yeah, I got COVID, guys. He was recovering from a nice little facelift. Joe Biden is so one of us.
Yeah.
His eyes do look weird though.
I would be the type to call my work and be like, I have to take off. I have COVID. Meanwhile, I got a facelift.
Can you make a meme for the show this week and say, if you don't go to the Kokomo Press Presents a Night of Comedy, you ain't black? Yeah. Can we do that, please?
Yeah.
I was really thinking about that a couple weeks ago.
Have my eyes wide open like this and be like, hey guys.
About to have a record store full of white people.
You can't be pro comedy and not go to the show. It's it's all kinds of crazy people.
It's also.
They don't know that I ate the last speech. That still makes me laugh.
That's great.
That's such a terrible thing. That poor lady, dude. She's having the worst time of her life.
I can't believe that's Susan Sarandon.
Yeah, I know. Susan Sarandon, you definitely have a pair of nice Mommy milkers.
Absolutely.
What are we looking at now?
This is a Tommy
milkers.
Tommy Hilfigers, but it says Mommy milkers.
I need that.
This is Susan Sarandon.
I need it.
I want it so bad. I saved this photo to send it to Shelby. Like, will you make this for me with your sublimation?
Mommy milkers.
Mommy milkers. But it's like,
that reminds me of Homelander.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Have you watched The Boys at all?
No, I'm gonna get into it.
You need to get on that shit.
trying.
Anybody who's not watched it, don't watch it with your parents or any relative or friend that you're not comfortable watching porn with.
Yeah, not with your parents, but with a bottle of lotion and some tissues next to the bed.
Yeah.
But actually, the first episode you might lose your erection because the way the Deep treats Starlight's not great. It's like that's how you knew the show. And then every first episode, is that the first episode of the first season, right? Yeah. The first episode of every season, there are 3 seasons I think so far, right?
Yep.
Every first episode is insane.
Yeah.
It's like they set the tone immediately.
Well, I watched the first 2 or 3 episodes, and then I got out of it. I started watching True Blood or something.
True Blood.
I love True Blood. I've watched it several times. I like Alan Paul.
Well, this is a funny one too. I'm gonna bring this one up before we check this one out. So this woman invented a chair for men and a chair for women, and apparently, the women have the space between for their area, and the men, it's so you'll stop man spreading.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Good Lord.
So men will, and so basically the end of man's pursuit and fed up with men infringing on their public space wins national award designed for creating a chair that restricts how they sit down. And I'm just thinking, just turn the fucking chair around. Then I can still have the
put it on
my
camera
dick.
real quick.
Yeah, let's
put
show
it on camera.
Let's show you. It's on there.
On us.
Oh, you want to see us? Okay, here we go.
Look at this motherfucker.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's got a dick all the way
Look at
out.
me. This is perfect.
Yeah.
Look at him.
Oh my god.
And you're just letting your sack spread.
Yeah.
He said planted because he's got some nuts.
Yeah, he's
Yeah. Plant my nuts down right down in his chair.
No, I'd say I don't think women understand. Like, you ever seen those videos where they have the men go through childbirth?
Yes, I love those.
They did a video like that with women where they put basically nuts in there, and then they didn't even feel it. It was just in the way. It wasn't even like you could actually feel pain from putting your legs together, but it was in the way. And these women are like, yeah, I get what men are talking about. It's hard to sit without.
It sucks.
No, I mean, I'm all about, you girls like, oh, I'm having period cramps. Can you do this? Like, absolutely. I can't even imagine the pain you must be in.
Yeah.
But when I say sitting down on your own balls is not only humiliating, but painful.
Oh, dude.
You don't know what the fuck we're talking about. Let me say it like this. It's not permanent. It's just, sometimes they get stuck. You gotta.
You ever toilet seat them?
Wiggle. Oh, fuck yeah.
Oh, dude. Worst day of your life.
Yeah,
You're like, why did I'm going back to bed.
I get them in the
Fuck
water.
You, God.
I like getting them in the water. If there's not stool under the water,
and
then I haven't pooped yet, and I just let them touch, I baptize them a little bit. There ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with baptizing.
In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
I'll never forget. When I was in 9th grade, maybe. I hyperextended my knee. These kids were fighting and got tackled into my leg, and my knee went backwards. It was crazy. And so I was in a knee brace for a week. And on the school bus, I had to sit in the back with my leg across.
Yeah.
And we lived on some dirt roads out by lakes and stuff like that in Michigan. So get real fucking bumpy. And I swear to God, 5 times in a row, we just hit bumps. And every single bump I landed on my nuts, and there was nothing I could do because my leg's all fucked up.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds like torture, dude.
It is torture, and it's easy to avoid. You can just.
I'm pretty sure. I'm 1,000% sure I read about that in the Nuremberg trials.
Yeah.
They're like, this is what they did at Stalingrad or whatever the hell the name.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense if you want to. 100% effective torture. You grab me by the balls, I'm gonna start talking.
Oh yeah, that's. I think anytime I've ever get you ever got kicked in the balls really good, really well, and you're like, God damn, this is the worst thing that's ever happened to me. And then you start tasting the pennies, and you're like, where did the pennies come from?
Where did they go? Blood.
Yeah, coughing up blood.
Yeah, that's one of my successful dick jokes is about kidney stone.
Oh God,
real kidney stone
I've
experience.
Had them. Not good.
Yeah.
What happened?
So, I had flown. I think that's what knocked it loose.
And the different air pressure.
Yeah, I was on vacation in Michigan, flying back to Tampa, and the next day I'm at work, and I go to take a shit, and it just you ever maybe perhaps Taco Bell, something spicy, you get that feeling in your stomach. It's like, oh shit, I'm about to have lava shits.
Yeah.
So it's like that, and it doesn't stop.
You're like, oh no.
I was something is horribly wrong. I haven't eaten anything spicy.
Is that your dick or?
Well, no, it's just it's a horrible discomfort in this area. Well, it turns out so I had a pretty big one, and it was right on the precipice. They kept saying, well, just keep drinking water, it's gonna flush out. Well, they have little prongs on. I mean, the motherfucker was stuck.
Yeah.
And so for a month, like literally a month.
You ever tried to drag your cat out of a room? That's what a fucking had in a kidney stone, and going through your ureters is like it's the worst thing in the world. And they move through phases. Sorry, I'm not trying to interject too much, but they move through phases from your kidney to your ureters down into like it's like you feel it like it's like it's moving south for the winter, and you're like I'm stopping every way. I can feel it every way. It's the worst.
Yeah, and it doesn't stop.
No.
They give you pills. It doesn't help.
No.
And then so after a month of it, and like I've used up all my vacation, all my sick days, and this is like February, so now I'm fucked for a year.
Yeah.
All because of this, and they're just like, well, we're just gonna. I went back to the emergency room after like a month to the day.
Yeah.
I went back to the emergency room and I was like, I've been dealing with this for a month. I've talked to my doctor. I need to get this out of me. And they were like, okay, we'll get it out. And then that hospital was like, no, we're just going to keep you overnight, pump you full of some drugs, and then we'll send you off tomorrow. I was like, no, I want this motherfucker out now. Like, I can't afford to not do this anymore. So I actually left the hospital against doctor's orders, pulled the shit out of my arm and everything. I was like, I'm not staying here. I'm going to go somewhere that'll take this out.
Yeah.
And I did. And they took it out. And what they do is they put a stent in for, like, to heal. And so there's, like, when you're done, there's a string hanging out your dick hole. And you can't get an erection.
Yeah.
But that doesn't stop you from trying. You know what I mean?
So how many times did you try?
Usually when I wake up, it's like, oh, no. It's a horrible, horrible fucking feeling because once it goes down, you have to pull the string back out a little bit. It's terrible. It's the worst. But so you deal with that for a week.
Yeah.
And then you go see a doctor, and that's like his only job is to just pull the string out. Now so when the nurse was like explaining it to me, and this is what like freaks me out. So then talking about a stent, she was like saying it's like this big.
Yeah.
Right? But it's not. It's like this long and curly and shit. All up in your uterus and stuff.
Fuck that.
So when this doctor pulled the shit out, I see this long thing. He's covered in blood.
Oh God.
Yeah, I'd squirted dick blood all over his white jacket. It was hot.
Yeah, he was.
I'm about to pass out, and
then
I see the thing. I see the thing, and I was like, I thought it was not supposed to be that. Totally went out.
You went out?
I totally passed out.
God damn.
Yeah.
That's insane. Dude.
Never saw that doctor again.
No.
No, it's way too awkward.
Yeah. You swiped left on him, you saw him on Tinder, you're like, I'm not keeping him.
Yeah.
The first time I had a kidney stone, I lived across from the hospital. It was insane. I was in the Navy, and I never had a kidney stone, but I knew my grandpa got it, I knew my mom got him. I knew like it was a possibility, but I didn't. I woke up at like 3 a.m. in severe pain. So the first thing I do is like maybe I just like because if you're laying down, you're sleeping. I was like maybe I just turned too quickly and like pulled a muscle.
Right.
So I was like, okay, I'm gonna go get in the I'm gonna go to the restroom. I'm gonna sit in the bathroom. I'll fill that bitch up. I'm gonna lay down. And so I took a shit. I laid in the bathtub. Like I was like that didn't help. And then I got in the bathtub. I laid there, and then it wasn't feeling better. I was like, no matter what position, I was trying to find a position where I'm like, what the fuck? So finally, I get up and I get dressed, and before I leave, I'm like, I gotta shit again. So I take another shit, and then I go to the bathroom, and like it's a quick shit because I'm in pain. I'm trying to run, so I run out. I run to the hospital. It's literally my building is right here. The front door to the ER is right here. Like that's where the base was set up. And I walked in there, and I'm like, I don't know what's going on, but I don't know what's going on my side. It hurts so bad. And they asked me a question, and he asked me if I had a history of kidney stones, and I was like, no. And I was so fucking like out of it. I didn't know what was wrong. Mm-hmm. And like so the first thing they do is they check in for a hernia, and if you know,
right.
I've also had a hernia.
He lubes up real quick, and he like puts his finger in my ass, and I had just taken a shit and barely wiped, and he pulls out his finger. It's disgusting. I was so I was the only thing that came to for me, like it's like I'm out of it, like I'm literally just woke up from a dead sleep to like the worst pain of my life. I'm like I felt so like I've never felt like that. I felt so embarrassed in that moment. I was like, dude, I was like, if I'd have known you're gonna be back there, Doc, I would have cleaned up a little bit.
Good Lord.
Like, but I had just taken a shit and like literally trying to leave the house. So he pulls out a Rolo, you know what I'm saying, a finger for a Rolo for a finger, and I'm like, oh, and then I'm like, my grandpa and my mom both have kidney stones, and he's like, you should have told me that first. And I was like, I didn't think about it. I'm in major pain.
Right.
So they take me, they do the CT. They're like, you have a kidney stone, and then they're like, go in the bathroom and try to pass it. And I went in the bathroom, and I laid down, like in pain or whatever. I was awful. I was like 19 years old, and then I came out of there, and I just remember at one point the nurse came in and was like, "Hey," and I'm like, "Yeah." And she was like, "You can go home now." The shift had changed. There was a whole new nurse. Was like, "Get this guy the fuck out of here." Yeah. So I walked in, and then I got some time off work, but I was like on Percocets for like 3 months.
Yeah, me too.
They gave them to forever.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the pills I had a huge problem with, so I wasn't stoked about it. I was taking them as directed too, which also pissed me off. I was like, "This is such a fucking scam. It's not how you take drugs. This is ridiculous.
I need more of this." That's hilarious. Anyway, I just want to throw this out there. This was to that doctor. I made this for you. Free smells, baby.
Oh hell yeah!
Dang, hilarious. Right by the best. That was me. That was me. Poor doctor.
Gross.
Yeah, that was a random.
So glad we don't have scratch and sniff technology yet.
We will before too long. I'm not even gonna put this up today. I'm not gonna go through it. Did you see this picture?
Yeah, I saw it.
Dude, this is insane. But anyway, I'll keep that off here this week. We won't do it. But I do want to before we go. I do want to like throw this out there for people. We do have this benefits coming up in August, August 20th, the same week. I have a show to make you high-five that night. But they're doing this for the girl Chelsea Grant, who was walking from Hardee's on 31 and got hit.
I saw that.
And so she's not doing great, but they're doing a whole like fun-filled evening at Sin City Clubhouse, and it's going to be cornhole competition. So they're doing things that you can actually have fun doing, and the money goes to benefit her and her medical bills and to help her pay.
Good cause, hell yeah.
And to help her pay like her like rent and stuff, because she's like not able to work. She can't.
She ain't able to put that in.
Her family's going. Her mom is the daughter of one of my mom's friends. I grew up with her. She's a lot older than I am, but I grew up with her. So they're good people, and they're hardworking. I went to her grandma's funeral and stuff. So like it was they're pretty close to the family. So she hit me up about this, and I was like, hell yeah, I'm gonna post this, because Chelsea, you know, she's just leaving work. You know what I mean? And it wasn't like she was out in the streets, you know, being crazy. She's working and trying to walk home, and fate would have it. It's an unfortunate situation, but I wanted to bring that up and let people know it's Chelsea Strong Benefit. Check that out, August 20th, 4 p.m. at Sin City Clubhouse. So check that out if you guys are interested in going and benefiting that. And then we still do have a couple of videos on YouTube that if you guys want to check them out. They're funny. They're interesting. Great, yeah, there's some great ones on here. So check those out if you're bored this next week and you're like, I want to see something funny. And we still have that COVID video. I want people to watch that one as well. The COVID police video is hilarious. Now that I know Sean's back, we can hit him up, because I know he can act.
Yeah, well, I can at least try.
Yeah, he'll try real hard. Yeah. We always need extra actors that'll throw some lines out and help us out, because we're always writing new skits and stupid shit. So yeah, but check Sean out on Facebook. You've got some of the funniest fucking memes on the planet. I swear to God, I die laughing at your memes. You have like a great meme dealer. Like I've
got a couple select sources.
Yeah. You're like, I gotta. That's all. I mean, we make some for the page, you know, and goof off and stuff. But I'm always, every time I see yours, I'm always dying, because you know a lot of them are spoilers. So, but I watch them as soon as they come out. Yeah. You know, you excited for She-Hulk?
I am actually, and that's all just because I'm like I got such a fucking hard on for Daredevil.
Yeah. Did you watch Ms. Marvel?
Yeah, I did. I like reluctantly watch it just because like at this point Marvel's got me by the balls. They can put out anything, and I'm like, I guess I fucking watch it. It's not for us.
That last episode was really cool. I liked the way it ended.
Yeah.
There's some cool stuff.
There's like shit I learned watching these movies that like I feel stupid. Like I didn't know shit about Pakistan and India.
No, not at all. It was really cool to learn.
British was involved.
Yeah, fucking British.
Goddamn British. So.
That's why don't blame me, blame the British. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Always they're fucking. They're not, number one. The British are like arresting people for random shit. I'm not going to post the picture, but there was a picture. A guy posted a meme and got arrested for posting a meme, which is insane. That's insane. And then is this Australia? I think this is some Australian shit. Did you guys see this fucking shit? Did you guys know that joggers now have to wear helmets when they're running? That's a law. A law in Australia.
That is just another reason why I won't run.
I'm like, well, yeah, it's like, well, I guess I'm not going to run this week. I've been planning on it. You know, I put
no
off.
More
like,
for me. Yeah.
You can't run by the beach unless you're wearing a helmet. Like, oh my God,
I wouldn't even run past that cop.
And she don't look like she can catch up.
No, speed walk.
Imagine she has to get like she's trying to catch a perp and she's like not wearing a helmet. Like, you got to stop right now. You can't get him. You can't get him.
Sorry, ma'am. It long tells.
I better see every police officer wearing a fucking helmet if they're chasing somebody, because that's insane.
Yeah, turn around and arrest them.
Yeah, arrest them. Hey, you, put your helmet on, sir. I don't want you to trip and bust your head.
Right. Jesus Christ. Fuck your
Meanwhile,
knees,
we don't
though.
have to wear helmets wearing motorcycles in Indiana. You just need sunglasses. You're good. That's literally the rule. Like, you got to wear sunglasses at least. Like, all right, you got me.
And it can do attitude.
Yeah, can-do attitude. You can. He's got his gun. He got 5 guns on his holster because now you have constitutional carry in the state. And he's like, they're like, hey, you put your damn helmet on. Like, nobody gives a shit.
When was it not constitutional carry in the state?
They had it's true. It just happened in July.
I know. I remember reading about it, but I remember going to school, like, kids had gun racks and shit in their trucks. And...
Yeah. Well, shotguns are a little different.
Yeah.
But I think it's concealed carry. Now you can concealed carry. That's what it was. So, like, you can actually hide a gun. Like, you could always open carry in the state of Indiana. You just couldn't conceal carry without a permit.
Right.
So now you have constitutional carry where you can bring your gun wherever you're going. Be like, hey, I fucking pull out one of those guns from the mask where it's like, super long. It's like,
yeah.
Somebody
Super
stop
Desert
me.
Eagle.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm Jordan Granger. Got Brian West down there.
Hey,
We've got
B.
Sean
West.
Foster. We had a great fucking time, man. Thanks for coming on. Check us out. We've got a lot going on. There's so many different events we have going on. Check us out this week. We love you.
August 5th.
2 Kisses, August 5th, coming up next week, Friday.
And Harvest Fest.
Harvest Fest, the week after.
Yeah.
Also,
Don't fucking forget Harvest Fest. I'm gonna be there. We can party. I'm coming out of retirement. One night only.
Woo!
and my one night only, one night only, one night only. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah.
Jennifer Hudson, and then Beyonce's tour. Anyway, love you guys. 2 Kisses. Thank you for listening to this episode of the Kokomo Press Podcast. We really appreciate you. Check us out on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitter, on Instagram, on all the social medias you can find us on. Or, if you want to, listen to us on Spotify, Apple, or, of course, our full video podcast is located on YouTube, the Kokomo Press. Don't forget about us. We won't forget about you. We love you. 2 Kisses.